Hey, it's Chris Kepler, and we have a special treat this week. I'm speaking with author Danielle Frank about her hilarious new book, A Wine Lover's Guide to Parenting. And I'll read a few passages from it too.
Thank you for having
Danielle,
me. Excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Now, Danielle began her career working in publicity at Miramax, but moved over to wine and spirits, where she spent the last 21 years. So it's so great to speak with you, Danielle. I was so excited to get your book
Well, I'm so
yesterday. It
glad
came yesterday.
glad you got it. As you saw, it's a quick, easy, fun read, so you were able to read it in time.
Oh, yes, yes, yeah. And I enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Yeah. So, how did you get into publicity in the entertainment industry?
I mean, as far as I can remember, when I was young, I just always loved the movies, TV. I loved entertainment. So I always knew I wanted to go that route. In college, I
Uh-huh.
interned at a PR firm. And then when I got out of college, I was lucky enough to get a job at Miramax in the international publicity department. And it was great, traveling in my 20s, traveling the world to the Cannes Film Festival, Berlin Film Festival, Venice, doing all these press tours. It was a wild ride and coming to LA a lot for press junkets. And that's when I decided I had to move to LA and moved out here 23 years ago this month.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's been
Yeah.
great. But then, yeah, I came out here. I stayed in entertainment for a little bit, and then I decided to trade red carpets for red wine and move into the wine and spirits industry.
Yeah. What prompted that? What did you, yeah.
I just sort of fell into it. I had come out here and there were no studio jobs, so I was doing personal PR, and that just wasn't for me. I'm not really a babysitter or a yes man. I'm not a yes man
Yeah.
at all. Um, and somebody I know worked in the wine and spirits industry, and they knew somebody out here, and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. I love wine, I love spirits, but I'm a big wine lover, and um, I thought it would be a temporary position while I, quote unquote, figured things out what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
And here I have been in the industry for over 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. My partner and I are wine lovers.
Oh, good.
And so, and up here in Washington State, the wine industry is big.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't have a winery up there. The company I work for, Moet Hennessy, we do have a great bourbon that's based out of Woodinville. It's called Woodinville. It's
Oh,
delicious.
really? Oh,
Yeah, but there
wow.
are
Cool.
great wines out of there as well.
Uh, yeah, we were just at a tasting last night. So,
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how does working publicity in the wine industry differ from entertainment?
Well, I actually don't work on the publicity side
Oh,
in
okay.
wine and spirits. Yeah, I segued into it's a sales position, but it's sort of a hybrid of sales and marketing. I oversee the
Uh-huh.
resort sub channel for our company, so I call on hotel groups at the national level. So I deal with Marriott corporate, Four Seasons corporate, representing our portfolio, pitching our brands, and creating marketing synergies with our brands and their properties.
Uh-huh. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, isn't Moet originally out of
Yeah, so
France?
we are
Yeah.
based, our headquarters in France. Moet
Uh-huh.
Hennessy USA is our USA portion, but we roll under LVMH, which is all based out of France,
Oh, out of
Paris.
France. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
do you get to go to France occasionally then?
I do because I've been fortunate enough to go to Champagne quite a bit.
Oh,
It's just remarkable. I mean, these brands have such history, and when you get to go down into the crayers and the caves and see it and feel it, it never
yeah.
gets old. I love going there. And then we also have Hennessy, which is based in Cognac. So I've been
Hmm.
very fortunate to get to go outside of Paris, obviously in Cognac region as well. And It's truly amazing. Yeah, I never tire of hearing the history and seeing the brands live.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. I never thought much about champagne until I started reading a blog about a guy who led cycling tours through Champagne.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And then it
champagne
was
is
like,
it.
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And it was like, what? It's supposed to taste like what?
Yeah, when you have a good champagne and with the right food too, it really just it's so I wasn't a big champagne drinker before, but again, when you taste these brands and you hear the history and they're great brands, right? We represent Veuve Clicquot, Moet and Chandon, Cru, Gruner, Dom Perignon, fantastic
Yeah.
champagne. So definitely I'm
Yeah.
spoiled.
Yeah. Yeah, I went out and bought a special bottle after, reading that blog, and it's like, okay, now I have to try something that's, you know, higher end.
Yeah, I mean, there's beautiful champagnes and sparklings, that are more accessibly priced too. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
understanding like with anything, with any wine, it's understanding your palate, what you like, and then
Yeah.
gravitating towards that style.
Yes. Yeah. We belong to a couple wine clubs here, and definitely we chose that because we liked the specific wine that they were putting out on a regular basis. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's great
Ah,
wineries up there.
yes. Yes. So let's turn to your book. And what inspired you to write this book?
So a couple things. I've always had a creative outlet. I've always enjoyed writing different things.
Uh-huh.
As a child, I would just write like little poems and I love to rhyme. So I actually wrote this about 13 years ago. I was watching my niece and nephew, and while they're great kids, of course, kids have tendencies to whine a little bit. And they were whining about something, and I just said, Aunt Dee Dee, because they called me Dee Dee. They couldn't say Danielle when they were younger. Aunt Dee
Uh-huh.
Dee drinks wine. She doesn't listen to wine. And from there, it just was like an aha moment, having worked in the business, understanding wine terminology, the parallels just kept flowing to me of, oh, this could be a really fun book.
Uh-huh.
A fun way also, I love the idea of making wine knowledge accessible in a fun way. Wine can be polarizing and some people feel a
Yeah.
little, sticker shock when not knowing what to order on the menu or when they're at the store. So, it was a combination of just putting together my creative outlet in a way that speaks to parents everywhere. And my homage and love letter to these parents I see around me, my friends who are doing great parenting, and my sister. And then with the desire to make learning about wine fun, because in each chapter, every time I use a wine terminology, it gives the definition at the
Yeah, yeah.
bottom.
I noticed that. I thought, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's a recipe for mulled wine after the chapter is your child a mulled wine. Yeah, child a mulled wine. It talks about what a mulled wine is, and then the next chapter gives a recipe, and at the back of the book, it gives a basic understanding of how wine is made. So it just makes it
Oh,
fun and approachable. So
yeah.
whether you're a mom, a parent, an aunt, uncle, wine lover, just somebody that loves a good humor book, this really fits for everybody.
Yeah. That's so do you write in other places? Do you have a blog anywhere or
I don't. It's something I just always did for myself, but
uh-huh.
now that I finally brought this to fruition, as I said, I wrote this about 13 years ago, and the process to get it
Oh,
published was just so
oh,
daunting back then. It was like
yeah.
if you don't have a publisher, agents don't want you. Agents don't want you unless you've been published. And I shelved it for quite a bit because, I have a full-time job and submitting
Yeah.
online, it was like
Yeah.
everybody had a different process. So now there's, a little bit more popular. There's now something called hybrid publishing. So it's
Yes.
essentially I'm independently publishing, but I have a publisher that guides the process. So it's been a great learning experience. I finally brought this book to fruition. And so now I am interested to, bring some other projects to life. I want to do a second iteration of this book, do a whiskey
Yeah.
bourbon lover's guide to dog breed.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, I've already started working on that one. And then I have proper children's books ideas that I wrote or working on. A short story that I'd like to write into a proper novel or screenplay. So it's just
Yeah.
always something, that was fun for me, but now to bring it to life has been so rewarding. So I want to do more of that.
Oh, that's great. Tell us a little bit more about your hybrid publishing journey. How did you choose a hybrid?
Yeah, it's I was reading about it online, and of course, when you read about something online, then all of a sudden you're targeted by
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did extensive research, and because things are so widely available on the internet, at least, I could look into some hybrid publishers and see reviews, and a lot of them got bad reviews. People were warned that a lot of them are scams.
Yeah.
This one woman I found, she came from a big publishing house, and she had good feedback. So yeah, I'm happy that I went with her. Again, it helped guide the process. Now I know a little bit more. So the next one, if I don't have
Mhm.
a big publishing house banging down my door to do a whiskey lover's guide to
Uh-huh.
dog breeds, then I probably will self-publish because now I know the route. But
Yeah.
it's a learning curve, especially when you don't have a big publishing house. It's a little harder to,
Yeah.
I'm doing all the promotion on my own, and I've never hustled so hard, but it's been a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah, wow, that's really interesting. Yeah. Um, I'm working on a book, so
Oh, great.
it's yeah.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
I can give you all the info you need to the whole
Yeah,
process if
no.
you ever want to go down that route.
I think that's probably going to be a good route for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, let's get to reading a little bit of your
Super.
book. And here is a little bit, a few passages from A Wine Lover's Guide to Parenting. The Fine Art of Wine and Wine Management. Oh, all righty. Okay. Oh, new book. So the pages are a little bit stiff. Okay, here we go. Grab my book along with a nice glass of red or white wine. Relax in a chair, ideally one that will recline. Allow yourself to heed my advice, and your kids will turn out fine. Because you don't want your kid to end up as a bad grape on the vine. And while raising a kid, there are no guarantees they'll turn out divine, but at least you can try and have some fun and learn a thing or two about wine. Grape, vine, any of numerous woody vines of genus Vitis, bearing clusters of edible berries. And I hope I said that right. That's a thing about narrating. You need to look up words a lot. Is it Vitus?
Venice.
Venus.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. No, we'll get this right. Any of numerous woody vines of genus Vitus, bearing clusters of edible berries. Okay.
Yeah, that one, that definition, that was a little bit more prescriptive. There's a lot more accessible wine terminology throughout the book.
So we learned a little bit about narrating too. Look it up. I spend a lot of time looking up words, let me tell you, and learning that, for 20 years I've been pronouncing that wrong.
Oh, I butcher so many things all the time, the names.
Yeah.
On my first interview with Moet Hennessy,
Uh-huh.
I said Veuve Clicquot, and I later learned it's pronounced Vuv. So many people call it Vuv. But the proper pronunciation is Vuv. It rhymes with love. And then Moet and Chandon, I said Moe, but it's Moet. It's Moet and Chandon. So there was actually a Saturday Night Live skit about that.
All right.
Moet versus Moe. Yes.
Yeah, French is Americans especially struggle with French.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I always remember I took French in high school, so I'm
Mm.
somewhat familiar with the language. But then for my singing, I learned Italian, and now I'm really confused. But one of my favorite white wines is Viognier.
Oh,
And I
lovely.
once heard somebody say that people might like it more and order it more, is that most Americans have no idea how to pronounce it, so they won't order it at a
That's
restaurant.
probably true. I'm gonna embarrass my mom only because she doesn't listen to podcasts and she doesn't know anything about tech, so she won't
Uh-huh.
ever hear this.
Uh-huh.
But we were out at a restaurant once and I was ordering. I was like, I'll have a glass of the Sauvignon Blanc. And she was looking at the menu. She's like, yeah, I'll have the Sauvignon Blanc. And I said, oh, now I know I'm adopted. Now you've confirmed it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to lesson one. I drink wine. I don't listen to whine. If you let your kids always whine to get their way, they'll continue to behave like that every single day. Stomp their feet and not listen to what you want to say. They'll be unruly, spoiled brats, all to your dismay. Don't let them get what they want and throw a hissy fit, because then they may just turn into a little shit. Once they become spoiled, rotten brats, they think they run the show, and there's no turning back. They'll continue that behavior because it's worked for them so far. Sure, it's easy to give in now for things like a candy bar, but just wait until they're 17 and whining for a new car. So pour yourself a glass and teach your kids some class to ensure your kid doesn't turn into an ass. Though you want to give in to shut them up, it's best now to cut your loss. Do it while they are young and make sure they know it's you who is the boss. Impressed that you won't put up with whining on any day, they will quickly learn that if they whine, they won't get their way. Let's face it, hearing a kid carry on and whine is not too cute. Do you really want a child that people want to put on mute? When they whine, you simply can't say yes. When they're behaving well, that's when you can acquiesce. For that's the recipe for behavioral success. Because you want to raise a child that will always impress. No one likes that tastes like wine or Venice.
Very good.
Okay. Wow. That was so fun. I love this. I love your writing.
Oh,
It's so
thank
fun.
you.
It's so fun
Yeah.
to narrate. I love
Oh, good.
yeah.
Well, hopefully somebody will want to make the audio book and then I can hit you up.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I can make the audiobook. Actually, on shorter books like this, you can actually, and I've done it, make a film.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I did it. I did it for a children's author. He had these
Oh,
wonderful illustrations,
yeah.
and the books are really short, and he wanted to get them in front of more people. So I made some little digital films for him. I matched the narration to the illustrations, and then he actually entered them in children's film festivals.
No, that's an interesting idea because when
Yeah.
people do see it, they love the illustrations. The guy I hired
Oh,
to do
they're
the illustrations,
fantastic.
he
Yeah.
nailed it out of the park. He brought my vision to life. It's
Uh-huh.
such a perfect way, and everybody's raving about it. So that's actually a really good idea. I should talk to you more about that offline because I like that. I
Yeah,
like that idea quite a
the
bit.
illustrations are just they're fantastic.
Yeah, it's a
Fantastic.
great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So are you doing a book tour? Are you having signings? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, with the hybrid publishing, I don't have a big publishing house behind me, so
Yeah.
I'm doing this hustle all on my own. But I've had some great success.
Uh-huh.
Booking fantastic podcasts like this. I've done a couple local events.
Uh-huh.
I was on a syndicated show that last week, and yeah, slowly but surely chipping away. And to new authors, word of mouth is everything. So really, having the exposure on things like this and getting it out there, and it's everything. So hopefully it leads to
Yeah.
more things, and hopefully leads to the success. Because I think, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm getting great feedback. So I'd love to just share this with the world for sure.
Yeah. No kidding. It's fantastic.
Oh,
So
thank you.
much fun. How did you book a syndicated show? Just reaching out or?
Yeah, it's all about networking. I mean, say people, say it's a gift and a curse, the internet, but honestly, like, social connections and all that, I've, kept in touch with so many people from my entertainment publicity days. Yeah, so all through the various networking, an old friend connected me with the the McCord List show. It's
Uh-huh.
a nationally syndicated show. Somebody connected me I got an article on Us Weekly Online. So yeah, really just networking and doing the hustle.
Yeah.
People have been very helpful and very gracious in offering up, their connections and, connecting the dots where they see fit.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Um, I do know someone who works to help book people on podcasts. I could connect you if you're interested
Oh, great. Thank you.
in that.
Appreciate any and all
Okay.
connections. Everything
Okay.
helps.
Yeah. I'll connect you with Julie
Oh,
Fry. So
oh,
yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Okay. And you can find your book obviously on Amazon. Is it
It's
in
on
all
Amazon and Barnes and Noble online. And then
Mhm.
I live in Southern California, so I'm starting to sell it around here to novelty stores and bookstores, but online
Okay.
Amazon. Amazon
Uh,
is where everyone goes for sure, and Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah. Anything else you'd like to say about your book
No, as
or
as I said, it's whether you're a parent, an aunt, uncle, wine lover, or just somebody who loves a good humor book, it really is for anyone and everyone. Obviously makes a great gift with a bottle of wine for the holidays or anytime baby
Oh
shower.
yeah, no
So
kidding. Yeah,
yeah,
it's that.
yeah,
Oh yeah, it would be fantastic.
yeah. So hopefully everybody goes out and gets it and enjoys it because it's meant to make you smile and learn a thing or two about wine.
Oh yeah, I definitely smiled narrating it. Yeah.
Great.
Such fun.
Oh, good.
Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for
It
having
was
me.
great.
Thank you, Chris, so much.
You're welcome.